Jessica Haggard here for Thrifty Thursday. Don't throw the contents of your crock pot outside. It's not going to vaporize.
No, you're going to want it. It's
you're
cold
going to
out.
want to eat it. Yeah, it's really good. And today's something special, of course, because you're always helping us save money with the recipes. That's a given. But also something healthier, some low-cal type recipe today, right?
Yes. So really, when it comes to soups, my favorites are always the chatters, like the thick, yummy ones.
The fattening ones.
The fattening ones, exactly. And they are. And so this one is a baked potato soup. And normally, a serving of this can be up to, 500 calories a serving.
Wow.
And when you think a serving is usually about 1 cup, you know you're not eating just 1 cup of soup. So that's a lot of calories. So this is a lower version of it. My kids are going to freak out when they find out what I fed them last night, once they know what's actually in it.
Oh, so, they didn't even know yet?
No, they ate it and thought it was amazing.
That trick, Rachel?
Yes.
Well, I'm excited to do this because I'm trying to find ways to sneak other things into my kids' diet. Yes. So they are not watching this morning. It's too early for them still. So
this is perfect. It's all about the cauliflower. Okay. Cauliflower is a great way to thicken a soup or anything really. It's really mild in flavor, so it's easy to disguise. So instead of making this soup based on all milk, we're using chicken broth, low sodium chicken broth, and cauliflower. And that's going to give you the thickness. So when you start off, again, I did this in a normal pot, but you can totally do this in a crock pot.
Which is nice because you're just hands off.
Yep, exactly. So first thing in the morning before you go to work, go ahead and put in your chicken broth. You want to use a whole carton of chicken broth. You're only going to have about 4 cups of milk, and try to use a 1% or 2% at best.
Will
so
skim milk work if you have it, or does it not cream up enough?
Yeah, it'll be fine because the cauliflower is going to thicken it like crazy. So put that in there, chop up 2 full heads of cauliflower. That's a lot of cauliflower. And you're going to put in about 5 or 6 of your potatoes.
And you've got those ingredients right there on the screen for you.
Put those in there, let it cook on low all day. And that's going to be your first step to it. Now, some tips with it, it's going to be extremely thick. So if you don't like your chowder to be that thick, maybe only do 1 head of cauliflower. Or if you want it to be a little bit chunkier, maybe only put in about 4 or even only 3 of the potatoes to begin with and save the rest for in the end. So that way you can make it a little bit chunkier, which we'll talk about in the next segment.
Yes.
So yeah, it just depends. If you want it to be thinner, don't put as much cauliflower in it because it is really going to thicken it up.
And I don't know about you, Rachel, but I don't buy cauliflower regularly.
I don't often
When I do, it's in a frozen bag. How much is a head of cauliflower? It's got to be cheap,
It's very cheap. On average, it'll cost you about maybe $2 for a head of cauliflower. Sometimes a lot cheaper. But yeah, so really, that ends up being the most expensive part of it.
Because of course, potatoes are
so cheap.
Since when the potatoes are right?
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah. So that'd be the easy one. It makes it extremely easy to do that. And then the rest of the potatoes you're just going to reserve. And when you come home, then you're going to finish the process of kind of adding the extra goodies to it.
All right, so stick with us then, and we're going to show some of those extra goodies coming up in about half an hour from now. We can smell that soup in here.
And they are delicious goodies, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's going to make the soup well worth the wait. So stick around. Jessica will show us how to finish up that recipe. And while you're waiting, head to livingonacoupon.com. You can maybe you can tell us once you see that recipe on our blog. Thanks so much, Jessica. Let's check out another healthy recipe we've been talking about with another Thrifty Thursday.
That's right. Thanks, Spencer. And Jessica is here with me from livingonacoupon.com to do part 2 of our, what is the official name of your?
This is a baked potato soup.
Okay.
Just a low-calorie version of it.
Excellent. And that fits right in with the weight loss challenge that we've been talking about this morning. So earlier, you talked about chopping the cauliflower and getting all that ready to go. Cauliflower is kind of the secret ingredient.
It is. That's the secret ingredient. So that's cooked all day. We had the cauliflower in the broth. It's been cooking all day.
Okay.
So then when you come home, say now you're home from work, you will have that in your crock pot or pot, however you've done it.
So it'll be cooked down, it'll be nice and soft and ready to go.
An immersion blender is really the key to this. Of course, you could use a normal mixer or a blender that you have, but if you have one of these, it's the key.
We were just talking about in the break that I need one of these because you can do it right there in your pot where it all is already.
Stick it in, and you're just going to run it around. And that is going to completely blend everything down and make it extremely thick.
And it is. You can see it coming off of the blender right there. That is a nice, you did it beforehand, of course. It's a nice, thick soup.
It is.
Yeah, ready
now,
to go.
This is where I have chopped up about half of a bunch of the green onions. And you're going to go ahead and put these in there.
Let's go in. Excellent.
And these are more potatoes. Now, when you started for this size, we had 8 potatoes. We put 5 of them that went in there with the cauliflower. The remaining 3, I went ahead and just stuck them in the microwave. You know, pierce them and cook them in the microwave. Of course, you could do it in the oven. You know, do you want those baked potatoes? I have peeled them because by peeling them, that helps also cut down on a lot of the calories right there.
Excellent. Taking the skin off.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are going to go in here.
Perfect.
As I make a mess everywhere.
That's okay. Cooking gets messy. What do you do, right?
I know.
That's part of the fun of it. Yeah. Okay, so potatoes go in.
And this is where it's going to get the nice, you know, the chunkiness to it. So you pureed it down, and that is made really our replica, our lower calorie replica of it being a cream.
Okay, excellent. So next we put in sour cream.
Yep,
Why
and
not?
this is going to be
creamier.
Yep,
okay.
and that's going to give that flavor. Now this is going to, use a fat-free.
Perfect.
To help, obviously the same thing.
Cutting calories where we can, absolutely.
That's right.
Okay.
And you're going to blend all that in there, and you're just going to mix this up. And what's
Perfect.
great about this, and if you want to have that bowl over there, the fun part in the end, of course, you have to have the goodies.
Yes.
Another area, another area that we are cutting back the calories is using turkey bacon.
I heard bacon, and I
know.
Yes.
Now, there was bacon
that's what
somewhere
the
in the
bacon was
studio.
next.
Yes.
So here it is.
So now I know my dad is probably freaking out right now because I just said turkey bacon. I love bacon just as much as the next person.
We love turkey bacon in our
It
house.
really
and it's
is
cheaper
good.
too, by the way.
It
It's a lot
is.
cheaper.
Which is so weird because you think about usually the healthy foods. I can't afford to eat healthy.
Yep.
Well, this bacon, I bought a pound of bacon at Walmart and it was $1.99 for turkey bacon, where our regular bacon was almost $4 a pound.
Yeah, super cheap.
So it is cheaper
Yep.
to eat healthier.
So this is the garnish. We have our garnish
Cheese,
here.
the bacon, throw whatever you want on top.
That's
and
right.
That's what makes it a true baked potato.
And that's
yeah.
what
In
makes
soup
it.
format.
And the nice thing about this is this one only has 230 calories a serving as opposed to the upwards, of almost 500 calories.
Amazing.
And we've got that full recipe. We'll post it on our website, IdahoOnYourSide.com. Head to livingonacoupon.com as well and see all the recipes from Jessica.
Right.
Thanks so much for this
Jessica.
amazing looking soup.
You're welcome.